what I'm talking about.
Wait! Okay, now, from the beginning.
Hit it, boys.
Welcome to Higher Ed Pulse, your no-fluff guide to artificial intelligence in higher ed. I'm Mallory Willsea, bringing nearly 20 years of edtech and marketing expertise straight to your earbuds. Higher ed leaders are expected to master AI overnight, but let's be real, no one has time to sift through every headline, hot take, or research report. That's why every Monday I'll break down what actually matters, fast, clear, and to the point. Want to sound like the smartest person in the room at your next team meeting? You're in the right place. Let's dive in.
Hello, everybody. We are at the Engage Summit, and I am so excited to have Michele Ehrhart here from the University of Memphis. Michele, thanks so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me, Carrie.
So, as we're talking about all of this great buzz about AI here at the Engage Summit, I'm really curious from your perspective, what's a leadership mindset or skill that is really essential to help your teams think through this kind of intentional change?
So I recently was reading a blog. I followed Diane Schwartz from Reagan Communications, and she said something that really resonated with me. And she said to think about AI as not something that's happening to us, but that's something that's coming for us, to help us. And that's the mindset I try to keep with my team, my leadership team, the cabinet at the university, is to embrace it. Look, we've been through a lot. Think about all the things that we've seen in our lifetime. I mean, no one really thought social media was here to stay, and it changed the landscape of not only how we communicate, but how we advertise and how we engage our audiences. So this is the next iteration of that, and probably even more profound.
That's a really good point. We are used to dealing with change in our space. So just thinking of this as one more kind of piece of change. And there is so much energy around that transformation. How do you help, with your team to stay grounded and focused when sometimes it feels like so many things are moving at one time?
My motto in life is plan the work and work the plan. So you've got to start with a plan. But when you have that plan in place, I do try to encourage them to try things out. I mean, a lot of what we do in marketing is throwing spaghetti against the wall to see what sticks. And we're in an environment where we have a tool that helps us do that in really kind of a safe way, where we're not necessarily pushing it out to audiences first. We get to test it with AI. And that's how it's a mindset for them that I really want them to look at it as an opportunity and a tool versus anything that they should be resistant to or scared of.
And, as we think about that, it is that culture piece, and it's creating a culture where it's okay to try new things. I'm curious from your perspective, what's a leadership principle that you keep going back to as you think about all the AI that's happening and all this transformation? How are you applying that to the leadership approach?
For me, it's one of those things that is an enabler for us and not a replacer. And I've heard that a lot today at this summit, that this is a tool to help us be better at what we do, not replace the humans that do the work. Let's let AI help us work smarter, not harder. And to me, that human element is the part that as a leader, you just kind of you said it earlier, keep them grounded when all of this is changing around us and it's popping like popcorn.
As you've been here this morning, I'm just curious, are there one or two takeaway nuggets that you've heard so far that you're going to take back to Memphis and think, oh, this is really going to help us do this work?
Something really resonated with me. I was listening to research that's been done on AI, and the statistic was 90% of the platforms and technology that we have in higher ed right now today in whatever university you work for, we're not utilizing it. So if we were just to take time and go deeper into the things that we already have, we have a saying at my house, let's shop in our own closets before we buy, because you forget you have things that are available to you. Same holds true. Go and make sure you're utilizing the technology that's available to you before you go out and seek out more technology.
And as you've looked at the schedule and had the chance to be in some of the breakouts and keynotes, what's one session that you're really excited about over the next couple of days?
There's so many to choose from. My problem is you have breakout sessions and I want to see multiple. So I'm very excited that they're going to be featuring a lot of these after the fact so that I can go back and catch the ones that I didn't miss. But anyone that's looking at how we transform the way that we do our day-to-day jobs within a marketing capacity in higher ed is important to me and to the job that I do, but I'm fascinated by all of it.
Absolutely. So much great content here. Michele, thank you so much for making time to join us. Everybody, this has been a great conversation, and of course, lots of great conversations happening here at the Engage Summit. Make sure you're checking back regularly for more podcasts. Have a great day, everybody.
Thanks for listening to the Higher Ed Pulse. The show is a proud member of the Enrollify Network, home to Higher Ed's largest collection of podcasts. Enrollify is where higher ed goes to grow, so be sure to check out our other podcasts, webinars, video clips, blogs, and more. Visit Enrollify.org and subscribe for all the latest details and content drops directly to your inbox. Enrollify is brought to you by Element 451, the digital workforce platform for higher ed. Learn more at element451.com.